You might think it's just another forgetful moment, misplacing your keys, walking into a room and blanking on why you came in, or struggling to recall a familiar name during a conversation. But what if these aren't just quirks of aging? What if your brain is gently calling for help and you haven't been listening? If you're over 65 and you find yourself waking up groggy or feeling more anxious in the still of the night, it may be time to look not just at your medications or your sleep routine, but at your evening plate. Because what you eat before bed, yes, that late night snack, might be quietly shaping the way your heart beats and your brain remembers. For decades, we focused on breakfast as the most important meal. But as science catches up with elderly wisdom, we're beginning to understand that the last thing you eat may be just as vital as the first. That brings us to one of nature's quiet powerhouses, blueberries. Now, don't roll your eyes and say, "Oh, I've heard berries are good for you." This isn't just about generic advice. This is about something deeply specific to seniors. A handful of blueberries before bed could be the single most important thing you do tonight for your cognitive health tomorrow. Why? It starts with a compound called anthocyanins, the pigment that gives blueberries their rich, deep color. These antioxidants are fiercely protective of your brain. They reduce inflammation, improve communication between neurons, and support blood flow to the brain. All essential as we age and our vascular system starts to slow. A study from the University of Exeter in the UK found that seniors who consumed wild blueberry juice daily showed significant improvements in memory and executive function. And that's not theoretical. It's based on brain scans that lit up the regions responsible for planning, organizing, and decision-making. These aren't minor benefits. These are changes. Let me tell you about Louis, a 75-year-old retired mechanic from Kentucky. He was always sharp, good with his hands, quick with numbers. But a couple of winters ago, he began to notice little slips. Not just the usual forgetfulness. He'd find himself walking into his garage and forgetting why he was there. He'd lose the thread in conversations. He started to feel like he was watching his mind fade. Little by little, his daughter, a nurse, encouraged him to make some changes. Small, simple daily ones. And one of the first things she recommended? A small bowl of blueberries before bed. That's it, no expensive supplements, no overhauling his diet. Just a quiet moment each night with what Louis now calls his blue thinking fuel. After 3 months, Louis wrote us an email. He said, "I'm not perfect, but I don't feel scared anymore. My mind feels like it's mine again." That's not marketing, that's real-life elderly reflection. A reminder that you don't always need a dramatic intervention. Sometimes you just need consistency, trust, and the right kind of nourishment. Now, what's happening beneath the surface? Blueberries help lower oxidative stress in the brain, a major factor in age cognitive decline. They also support heart health by improving vascular function. That means better blood flow, not just to your extremities, but to your brain. And here's what's truly powerful for seniors. Blueberries reduce nighttime inflammation, a hidden trigger for restless sleep, racing thoughts, and even nighttime anxiety. Just imagine that. One bowl of fruit, gently calming your nervous system so your mind can drift and your heart can rest. But this story doesn't end with berries. There's another humble hero I want to bring into the spotlight tonight. Spinach. Yes, spinach, the leafy green you might have associated with childhood Popeye cartoons or tasteless salads. But what if I told you that just a small serving of spinach before bed could help regulate your heartbeat, ease your nerves, and help you sleep deeper? Spinach is rich in magnesium, a mineral that most seniors are quietly lacking. And magnesium plays a starring role in over 300 biochemical reactions in your body. It helps relax muscles, regulate blood pressure, and most importantly, support the production of melatonin, your body's natural sleep hormone. I met Maria in Arizona, a 69-year-old originally from Spain. Every evening, she prepares what she calls her green peace. Just a handful of baby spinach leaves, a drizzle of oil, sometimes a slice of boiled egg. No big deal, right? But when her doctor told her that her blood pressure was creeping up at age 65, Maria didn't want another pill. She wanted something gentler, something more human. Within a few months of starting her evening salad routine, her blood pressure dropped. But more than that, she said, "I feel like I'm giving my heart a hug before bed." That line stuck with me, because that's what this is really about. Not just numbers, not just nutrients, but that quiet act of love we show our own bodies when the world winds down. Spinach doesn't just contain magnesium. It's also rich in nitrates, compounds that help dilate blood vessels and improve circulation. One study in the Journal of Clinical Hypertension showed that seniors who ate more leafy greens had lower blood pressure and fewer cardiovascular events. But more than the science, it's the habit. It's the calm ritual of preparing something green, clean, and intentional. Something that says, I still care about myself. That kind of elderly motivation can't be bought. It has to be felt. So now let me ask you, what are you feeding your body before you close your eyes at night? Is it helping you heal or quietly working against you? Tonight, consider adding a few blueberries to your evening, or a small bowl of spinach with olive oil. Not because it's trendy, not because someone told you to, but because you're worth taking care of. Because senior health is about dignity, not just discipline. And because every small act of nourishment tells your body, I'm still here, I still choose life. Before we continue our journey, I genuinely love to hear from you. Where in the world are you tuning in from? Whether it's a cozy corner in the US, a quiet village in the UK, the vast beauty of Canada, or somewhere else entirely, your presence matters here. Drop a comment and let us know. And if Louis and Maria's story sparks something in you, a reminder that even the smallest choices can bring powerful change, then go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel, and tap the bell icon. That way you'll never miss another piece of senior wisdom, health guidance, or those gentle life lessons that show us healing is always possible at any age. As the evening darkens and the world begins to quiet, your body shifts into a rhythm all its own. The heart slows down, your breathing softens, and the brain, that beautiful tireless engine, begins the delicate work of repair. But here's the catch. It can only do that if you give it what it needs. And after 65, what it needs is not more noise or pills, but peace, warmth, and nourishment. If you've been following along, we already talked about how blueberries and spinach can serve as gentle protectors of your heart and mind. But we're not done yet, because tonight I want to introduce you to a bedtime ritual that has crossed generations and continents, from Indian grandmothers to modern wellness clinics in the West. A warm golden drink known not for its trendiness, but for its timeless wisdom. I'm talking about turmeric milk, sometimes called golden milk. And no, it's not a fancy health fad. It's a centuries-old remedy rooted in Ayurvedic medicine. And it might just be the most powerful thing you can sip before bed after age 60. The magic lies in curcumin, the active compound in turmeric. It's one of the most potent anti-inflammatories nature has ever given us. And for seniors, chronic inflammation isn't just a buzzword. It's a silent danger threat. Inflammation contributes to joint pain, memory decline, high blood pressure, and even depression. But here's the hopeful news. Curcumin helps reverse that, especially when paired with a fat source like milk and a pinch of black pepper, which dramatically boosts its absorption. Let me share a story with you. Joyce, an 81-year-old widow from Devon, England, used to dread bedtime. She called it her hour of heaviness. Her joints would ache, her thoughts would blur, and sleep felt like something she had to chase, not receive. Her granddaughter, studying holistic nutrition, suggested something simple: a cup of warm milk with half a teaspoon of turmeric, a tiny pinch of black pepper, and a touch of honey. Joyce resisted at first, said it looked like mustard water, but she tried it anyway. 2 weeks later, she wrote me a letter, and I still have it. She said, "For the first time in years, I feel like myself again at night. I fall asleep with ease, and I wake up feeling like the world isn't as heavy." That's not advertising. That's elderly reflection. A reminder that sometimes the answers are closer than we think in the quiet traditions we've overlooked. The science backs it up. A study in the American Journal of Geriatric Psychiatry found that older adults taking curcumin showed significant improvements in memory and attention. Even more compelling, their brain scans showed reduced buildup of beta-amyloid plaques, the very same proteins linked to Alzheimer's. And unlike medications, this wasn't about managing symptoms. It was about healing, soft from within. So how do you start? Warm a cup of milk, dairy, almond, oat, whatever suits you. Add half a teaspoon of turmeric, a pinch of black pepper, and a little honey or cinnamon if you like. Sip it slowly. Let it be more than a drink. Let it be a message to your body: I'm still here. Now let's move from gold to blue, but not blueberries this time. Blueberries' cousin in power, often overlooked, often forgotten, but absolutely essential. Kiwi, that fuzzy little green fruit, might look unassuming at the grocery store, but let me tell you something remarkable. In a study published in the Asia-Pacific Journal of Clinical Nutrition, older adults who ate 2 kiwis an hour before bed experienced massive improvements in sleep. They fell asleep faster, stayed asleep longer, and reported deeper, more refreshing rest. But it doesn't stop at sleep. Kiwi's rich in vitamin C, vitamin K, potassium, and antioxidants, critical for both eye and brain health. In fact, seniors who eat diets rich in antioxidants tend to have slower cognitive decline and better memory retention, according to multiple clinical reviews. I met Harold, 72, a widower from New Jersey. After losing his wife, he couldn't sleep. He'd stare at the ceiling, his mind racing, his heart heavy. His daughter, a nutritionist, gently encouraged him to try something new. 2 kiwis at 8 p.m., followed by a short walk around the block. No screens, no news, new expectations. Within a week, Harold told me he was sleeping through the night. He said, "I didn't just fall asleep. I felt held, like my body knew I was safe again." That's elderly motivation in its purest form. Choosing something small and consistent that gives your body permission to rest and your soul permission to heal. What makes kiwi special is its effect on serotonin, the neurotransmitter that regulates both mood and sleep cycles. Instead of knocking you out like sleeping pills, which often disrupt deep sleep and come with side effects, kiwi works with your natural rhythm. It nudges your body back toward balance. It doesn't force rest, it invites it. So here's the pattern we're starting to see. Blueberries for clarity, spinach for calm, turmeric milk for healing, kiwi for deep, gentle rest. These aren't supplements, they're not prescriptions. They're stories. They're life lessons from the elderly. The kinds of habits that show up not in dramatic transformations, but in the quiet, steady return of peace. And if you're wondering whether it's too late, it's not. Your brain is still listening, your heart is still working, your body still wants to heal. All it needs is a little help from you. Tonight, I invite you to try it. 1 kiwi or a warm cup of golden milk. Sit down, take a breath, and listen to your body. What is it really asking for? Because senior health isn't just about cholesterol and blood pressure. It's about feeling human again. Feeling safe in your skin, feeling connected to your choices. Now, before we take the next step in this journey, I want to pause and ask you once more, where in the world are you joining us from? Are you watching from sunny Florida? The rolling hills of Scotland, somewhere quiet and peaceful in Canada? Leave a comment and let me know, because what we're building here isn't just about information. It's about connection, community, and the shared wisdom that reminds us we're never walking this path alone. Real, grounded, global connection. And if you found value in this part, if something in Joyce's or Harold's story touched you, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and tap the bell so you're the first to hear what's next. This is Elderly Reflections, and here we don't just believe in health. We believe in heart, we believe in wisdom, and we believe that no matter your age, your story still matters. There's something sacred about the final hours of the day. The light softens, the noise fades, and if we're lucky, truly lucky, the body begins its most important work. Not the kind of work you see, but the kind that keeps you alive, repairing cells, calming inflammation, refreshing the brain, rebuilding strength for tomorrow. But here's the quiet truth few people talk about. After 60, the body doesn't repair itself as efficiently unless we give it the right condition. And those conditions, that healing often begin with how we end our day. So let's pull everything together. Earlier in our journey, we uncovered the quiet power of blueberries and spinach, nature's way of protecting memory, soothing inflammation, and steadying the heart. Then we moved deeper, exploring the golden calm of turmeric milk and the gentle touch of kiwi. One nurturing the body from within, the other guiding us toward restful sleep and emotional steadiness. These aren't superfoods. These are senior foods, carefully chosen to help you feel clearer, calmer, and more connected to your body in your 60s, 70s, and beyond. But now the question becomes, how do you bring this into your life? Because knowledge without action is just noise. Motivation without routine is just another idea. So let me share a story, a real one, about how one man used these foods not just to feel better, but to reclaim his dignity. George was 82, a retired dentist from Vermont. Lived a simple life. His hands were steady even in his 70s, his wit sharper than most men half his age. But after his wife passed, the evenings became heavy. He'd skip dinner, eat toast or a cookie, sit in silence. Slowly his memory slipped, his blood pressure spiked. His sleep turned into restless tossing and shallow dream. Then one winter, after a small fall in the kitchen, his daughter, together they created what she called a night tray. Just a small wooden board with 3 things: a half cup of Greek yogurt with a few blueberries, a small bowl of sautéed spinach with olive oil, and a mug of warm turmeric milk. No screens, no phone. Just his journal, the fire, and maybe a soft jazz record in the background. He did this every night at 8:30. Within 3 months, his doctor saw improvements in his blood pressure, memory, and inflammation markers. But George said something deeper. I feel like a man again. I feel like I matter to myself. That, my friends, is the goal. Not perfection. Peace. Independence, a sense of control over your life after 80. So how can you start your own version of this? First, timing. Your body needs time to digest, especially in the evening. Don't eat too close to bedtime. Ideally, your final light meal or snack should happen 1.5 to 2 hours before sleep. Between 7 o'clock and 8:30 p.m. is best. That gives your brain and digestive system time to do their jobs without competition. Second, one mistake seniors often make is overeating, even when it's healthy food. Remember, your goal isn't to fuel activity at night, it's to support repair. So think light and balanced. Here's a simple guide: blueberries, 1 small handful. Greek yogurt, about half a cup. Spinach, just a small scoop. Sautéed or fresh with olive oil. Kiwi, 1 or 2 fruits. Turmeric milk, 1 cup warm with black pepper and honey. And walnuts. Yes, walnuts. Just 6 to 8 halves. Now, let's talk about what to avoid. Because what you don't eat is just as important. Seniors who drink alcohol close to bedtime are at increased risk of nighttime heart irregularities and even cognitive decline. And finally, fluids. Hydration matters, but too much water before bed means waking up to use the bathroom, interrupting sleep, and increasing your fall risk. Sip gently after 8 p.m. and stop full glasses by 9. Then there's ritual. This to me is the most important part. It's not just about food, it's about self-respect. A message to your body that even now, even at 70 or 80 or 90, you still matter. Build a calming evening routine, turn off harsh lights, dim the room, light a candle, play quiet music, eat mindfully, write 1 sentence in a journal. Something you're grateful for. This is about more than health, it's about elderly wisdom. The kind that doesn't come from youth or textbooks, but from living long enough to know what truly matters. Let me share one last story. Margaret, 86, from Minnesota, emailed us last year after watching one of our bedtime nutrition videos. She said, I started with just 1 kiwi and a little cup of yogurt. I did it every night for 30 days. I don't know if my blood test changed, but my dreams came back, and I woke up feeling like my mind belonged to me again. That is the heart of it all. Senior health isn't about avoiding aging. It's about aging with grace, with clarity, with connection. So tonight I ask you gently, sincerely, what have you done for your brain today? For your heart? For your soul? What small act of nourishment will you choose before bed? Not because you have to, but because you deserve to. And now I'd love to hear from you. Where are you watching from? Are you in the US? Canada? Somewhere in Europe? Drop a comment and tell me. And if you found this helpful, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell so you don't miss the next gentle reminder from this growing community. Because here on Elderly Reflections, we believe in food as medicine, in stories as healing, and in each other. Whether you're 60, 70, or 90, your life still has chapters to write, and how you eat before bed might just shape the kind of tomorrow you wake up to. Here's to your heart, here's to your brain, and here's to the small, beautiful choices that keep us young in all the ways that truly matter.